Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I could be better.
I'm Miss Rivers. I'm one of the
Miss Rivers.
counselors here. What brought you in today? What brought you and your family in today?
Well, we've been having a really rough time lately. We had to move from where we were, and my husband doesn't have a job. I don't have a job. We've got children and nowhere to live, no job, and so things are pretty bad right now. So I thought I'd come in and you can maybe help me out, get us somewhere to live, so at least the children will be safe.
Okay. So where are you guys from?
Well, we've been all over the show. My husband has a history of not really wanting to work very much. So we were in Florida, and he tried to do construction, and then he fell and hurt his back. And then from Florida we moved to North Carolina, and he couldn't find anything here. So somebody said, why don't you try South Carolina? Why don't you go to Charleston? It's such a pretty place. So we haven't been here very long, and unfortunately it just seems as if we're in the same position, and I'm kind of getting desperate for my children because, we've been living on the street and had to sleep a couple of nights in a car. Fortunately, we have a car, but I'm sure that's going to be repossessed soon because we don't have the money to pay for it.
What's the ages of the children?
10, 7, and 5.
So they're not in school.
Well, they have been in school, but when you try and enroll your children in school, you have to show an address. And so I don't have an address, and so my children are not in school, and so it would be a lot easier if they were in school, so I could go and look for a job while they were in school, but I can't just leave them alone.
Right.
So that's causing more problems because they need to be in school. They've been in 5 different schools this year.
Okay.
And not doing so well. My oldest one's got issues with ADHD and their problems there.
So do you have any work experience?
Not really. I mean, I've had 3 children in 10 years, and there's always been the issue that we haven't got family to help take care of the children. We haven't had enough money to get a babysitter or put the children in daycare. So I've pretty much been at home. I got my GED, and I really wanted to do nursing, but haven't got the money to do that either.
Okay. What else? Do you have family here in South Carolina?
No.
That's what made
No,
okay.
no family.
No family.
In fact, my husband has issues with alcohol and drugs, which really started the whole thing going. So his family have turned their back on us. My family told me when I got married that was a bad idea because he was a loser. And so the family really aren't talking to us, even though their grandchildren involved. But I think that if I could really appeal to my mom, maybe she would at least take the 3 children with her. Yeah, that might be a possibility.
So where's your husband right now?
He's with the kids while I'm talking to you.
And they are?
And they're outside in the car.
Okay.
Outside in the car. I want him to, I don't even know where to go here to maybe look for a job, for him to look for a job or anything. We don't have access to a computer. I mean, we kind of really down on the skids right now.
So how long have y'all been here in South Carolina? How many
We've
days
been
or
here for about 3.5 weeks.
3.5 weeks?
So I guess what we need is maybe if you can tell us where to go. So at least, I mean, strangers have been nice to us when they've seen us on the street. They've given us a couple of bucks, but really my kids have not eaten a proper meal for days now.
Okay. We're here at the shelter, at the center where I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
We can assist with shelter. We can also, there's a place called 180 Place that could help your husband out with probably talking to a mental health counselor or something. We can get him set up with a program for his alcohol and drugs. Do you think he's willing to get help, or he doesn't think he has a problem?
Well, I think he knows he has a problem because the last 2 jobs he's actually been fired from for drinking on the job and arriving drunk. So I think that, to be honest, ma'am, I've told him that if he doesn't get some help, I'm going to leave him and take my children with me, because I can't let them live this kind of lifestyle. It's too stressful for everybody. So maybe he would be willing to do that.
Well, we do have, like, if you do decide to go down that road, we do have something that's called the Women and Children's Shelter. And it has counselors there. They can set you up with helping you apply for jobs, help you get your kids registered for school. They also can give you legal advice. They have legal there as well. They have nurses on staff that your 10-year-old can get assistance with their medication for the not sickness, but for the ADHD. And we also have a program that's called Section 8 housing. And as long as you and your kids are staying here in this shelter, they'll try to get you set up with getting in a place. It's going to be a process. The process probably takes a minimum maybe 30 to 60 days maybe. But
in the meantime, do you think maybe they would take us at the shelter?
We can check and see if they have openings or beds available, and because they just expanded it, so they might.
Oh God!
But
because that would be a huge help if I knew that my kids had a bed to sleep
right,
on. And do they provide like meals there
3 times a day?
Oh, wow.
Get breakfast, lunch, dinner. They have like a playground where the kids can play. They have like a little area that the kids can, if they want to read books or some type of schooling until they can get in. Do you have transcripts for your children from the last school?
I don't, but I guess they maybe could help me get them.
Sure, we can do that.
Okay.
I just need the name of the school.
Okay. I can look that up and get that to you. So and tell them what grades they were in, because
that's good.
we kind of packed up and left. My husband, unfortunately, is a bit impulsive, and when he gets fed up, he says, "Whatever, I'm going. Let's get out of here." And I try and say to him, "But we have nowhere to go. We haven't made plans." And so, and this for me is actually going to be the last time that I'm going to try this with him.
Okay.
Because I know that I could manage with my children without him, because I think my family might be more willing to step in. But not with him.
Have you tried receiving unemployment or anything?
No, because I haven't worked.
In the last 2 years, right?
I haven't worked in the last. I haven't worked in probably 10 years.
Oh, okay.
So I can't get that. But I guess I could. Do you have anything in the state like for food stamps or medical assistance or anything?
Charleston County Department of Social Services. You can apply there. We have applications here actually in our center where you can apply, and they have like emergency funding where they can assist with that. And we also have like a little area that has clothing, shoes for different ages and stuff like that, size and all that stuff. We can help you with that. And no family or friends, no support system. What made you guys relocate though?
Well, because things were just difficult there, and he couldn't get a job, and he blames everybody else for the fact that he can't get a job, and he thinks if we move somewhere else, and everybody says, "Oh, Charleston's such a wonderful place, and everybody wants to come here, and there are lots and lots of jobs." But in 3 weeks, to be honest,
Yeah.
He's tried a couple of places, but his attitude is so bad that nobody's going to hire him. And then when he gets like a really bad attitude, he starts drinking, and then and so we really have nothing.
Sounds like to me he needs some help. We have counselors on staff that can maybe sit down and talk to him and see if he's willing to accept the help and all that. And in the meantime, we need to get you and the kids in here and get y'all situated and get everybody checked in and let you know the process of what we do here. You can fill out the paperwork and stuff like that, because we need things on file. Do you have an ID card, Social Security card?
I do have that, and I do have one thing I keep in a special place is the children's birth certificates and all that. So at least I do have all that.
That's good.
So will my husband be able to stay with us, or is there somewhere he can go?
Well, your husband will have to go in a separate facility. They allow only the women and children together.
Okay.
But in the meantime, he would have to. We'll get him checked in, and then he'll get a bed assignment. And then in the morning time, he would have to, leave out to go try to apply for jobs and stuff like that. And then as long as he's back before 5, he'll, still have that bed to stay in. But we're going to focus on you and the children right now and see if he's willing to do what he needs to do. And then, because, you can't make somebody change who doesn't want to change.
Exactly.
And I see that you're trying and you've been dealing with it for so long, and now you're fed up with it. So we're here to help.
Well, thank you.
That's what we do. Those are the services that we offer. Is there anything else that I can help you with?
No, I think you've been wonderful. I appreciate that. If we could get that going, and really my main concern is my children.
Right.
And if we can get them in a stable
place,
environment, that I know that they've got food, they can go to school, they can learn, I think that things will start looking out. Because I'll be honest, I'm also a little depressed, obviously, about things. And I don't want to go on medication. I just kind of feel that if everything, if my children are settled, I know I'll feel a lot better.
You'll be okay, yeah.
And if my husband won't take the advice, then he's on his own.
Yeah. You have to do what you have to do.
Right. Well, thank you so
been a long time.
much.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you
I appreciate
so much.
it.
That was great.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
How did you think I did?